Howdy, stylized station riders. I reckon y'all have witnessed the spectacle of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's bursting at the seams with animations more than a coyote's got fleas. But it ain't just the sheer quality that sets your jaw to dropping. When some unfortunate cowboy catches a bullet, they don't just crumble like a deck of cards. A slug to the leg and they tumble, clutching that limb like it's the last jug of sarsaparilla. This gets a cowboy to wondering, how in tarnation do they make it look so doggone real? And why does it seem like these animations got minds of their own? Partners, it ain't just the sweat of the brow of those hard-working hands at the Rockstar Developers Ranch. It's the power of a fancy piece of tech they call Euphoria. And today, we're aiming to lasso the mystery of just how it gets to doing what it does. So buckle up, tip your hat, and let's get to riding on this new episode of Stylized Station.
What the hell with this? Holy hell! Come on!
Euphoria, developed by Natural Motion, employs a technique called dynamic motion synthesis. At the core of Euphoria's operation is a physics simulation that generates a virtual model of a character's body, complete with a representation of bones, muscles, and joints. This model obeys the laws of physics, which means that a character's movement and reactions mimic those of a real body under the same conditions. For instance, if a character is pushed, they might stumble or fall, depending on the force and direction of that push. Coupled with this physics simulation is a layer of artificial intelligence that guides the character's responses. The AI doesn't follow a preset script, but dynamically reacts to the situations as a real person would. If a character falls, they might try to brace their fall with their hands and get back up on their feet. While the talented animators at Rockstar certainly had their work cut out for them, crafting countless animations for actions like reloading, running, and jumping, the Euphoria system provides an extra layer of dynamism. In a conventional animation system, a developer would need to create specific animations for every conceivable event. Shot in the leg, that's an animation. Pushed from a building, another animation. Hit by a stagecoach, you guessed it, that's another animation.
Guess we're doing this the hard way.
When a character in Red Dead Redemption gets shot in the arm, it's not just playing back a pre-rendered shot in the arm animation. Instead, Euphoria simulates the bullet's impact, calculates the reaction based on the character's physical properties and context, and generates a unique, real-time reaction. Pretty cool stuff. But it doesn't stop there. The characters in Red Dead Redemption 2 don't instantly keel over when shot. No. This realism goes even further. Euphoria considers factors like the severity and location of the injury, and the character's health to determine what happens next. If a character is mortally wounded but not instantly killed, they don't just drop dead immediately. They might clutch their wounds and stagger about trying to protect themselves. They might crumple to the ground, grasping and twitching in pain, struggling to get on their feet. Their movements become weak and sluggish as they gradually lose blood and strength. That's actually pretty morbid. That's pretty morbid. And in some cases, they might even muster the strength for one last stand. They might try to fire off a few desperate rounds before they succumb to their wounds. As for the ragdoll physics, Euphoria elevates it to an entirely new level. Traditional ragdoll physics treat a character's body as a system of interconnected, rigid bodies, like a puppet without its strings. But Euphoria adds muscle and joint forces into the mix, creating characters that move and react in a much more lifelike way. The forces of gravity, momentum, and impacts are accurately simulated, delivering that natural tumble of a cowboy thrown off his horse or the stagger after a gunshot. By harnessing these intricate techniques, Euphoria creates a unique and realistic animation ecosystem where the characters don't just animate, they come alive. You know what, guys? I can talk about this all day, but I think I would rather just show you.
They call me the juggler, 'cause I always have three lovers, and I burn through Trojan rubbers like no other. But when I'm not between the sheets, I'm busy staying undercover. Ain't as sweet as it seems being the juggler. Yeah, 'cause Edith likes eating at East of Eden, where Wendy works on Wednesday evenings, and Donna Lee does her laundry 2 doors down. So when I'm out to eat with Edith, I'm always worried Wendy's watching, and equally that Donna Lee's gonna be around.
Now, Hold on just a minute. I reckon we've seen enough about how bullets and falls affect these virtual folks, but there's gotta be more to this euphoria thing, right? I mean, life ain't all about gunfights and tumbling down cliffs. What else can this fancy tech do?
You know what? You are completely right. Let's not limit Euphoria to just gunshot wounds and falling off cliffs. Since the system calculates reactions based on the character's physical properties and context, Euphoria can do so much more. Let's say someone takes a surprise punch to the face. He doesn't just shake it off, he'll stagger back, clutching his nose. This isn't a preset punched in the face animation. It's Euphoria's dynamic response to the scenario. The character's movement reacts to the force and direction of the punch just as a real person would. And if there's any objects behind them he bumps into while off balance, he'll probably fall over them. Or how about this? If you've tried taking a shortcut down a steep hill, you know it doesn't always work out as planned. Instead of sliding or gliding down a steep hill, as in some games, Arthur will stumble, try to regain his footing, and if the incline's too steep, he'll lose balance and tumble down realistically, curling into a ball to protect himself from taking more damage. Again, this is Euphoria, combining pre-rendered animations with real-time physics, resulting in a unique character reaction to the simulation. In the heat of a gunfight, enemies won't just line up to be shot. They'll panic, scramble away, and in their hassle, might trip over each other or even nearby objects, creating chaotic, unpredictable, and sometimes really funny behavior. It's not just the animations, but Euphoria's application of real-world dynamics and its inherent procedural animation that makes these moments feel truly dynamic and insane. Like when characters balance themselves on moving trains, or struggle against the current when crossing a river, walk in deep snow, or just plain exhausted or injured, their movements become slower and more labored. It's all Euphoria at work, blending traditional animations with physics-based animations in real time, making our virtual world feel more believable by giving characters a sense of self-preservation.
You ain't leaving here, mister.
Now, despite all the advancements in Red Dead Redemption 2, there really is one thing the original game did better. That is the drunk physics. In Red Dead Redemption, the first one, when the player gets drunk, Euphoria completely takes over, turning the mere act of walking into this hilarious physics-driven minigame. The engine precisely simulated the slurred movements and loss of balance of a drunken cowboy, and players like me and you were left wrestling with their controllers, laughing hysterically as they tried to keep their character upright. It was so funny. It was hilarious. This dynamic and humorous implementation of Euphoria's physics really served as a reminder of the system's capacity for creating immersive, interactive, and unexpectedly entertaining moments. I really wish they had kept this for the second game.
But Euphoria doesn't explain how this works. Overwatch has some of the most impressive animations ever, but the secret behind these body-warping animations is hidden in plain sight. If you can't wait until next week, the video is already live on Patreon, so I will see you there for the next episode of Stylized Station.